stopped on this little island to take a leaky deaky and show you guys a spot where I camped one time in the middle of a storm. Couldn't get any further and stumbled across this. Check out that tent. Pretty serious. Somebody definitely living out here. Not gonna stay long. I was gonna give you a tour of the island, but I ain't gonna mess up nobody's stuff here. I won't freak them out. Super small little island in between the bridges. We're just gonna kind of take it paddle stroke by paddle stroke, mile by mile, day by day. See where we end up. It's all about the ride anyway. It ain't really about the miles or the destination or any of that stuff. It's, for me, it's just about cruising. Take it all in. Get to see stuff you wouldn't ordinarily get to see. See you at camp. Sometimes when I'm super tired, I just don't go around these docks. Threading the needle. Wing. Watch for fishing line. That's why I don't usually do that. You don't want to accidentally clothesline yourself with some old fishing line or electrical wire, anything of those sorts. I don't really suggest threading the needle. But I've been in this kayak for about 9 o'clock and it's 4 o'clock now, so I've been in here a while and I haven't even gotten out in a couple hours. Stretched my legs, so I didn't feel like paddling around these docks sticking way out in the water. So. Shoo. That's how you do it when you're tired. On day 7. I don't always kayak 100 miles, but when I do, I'm drinking snake venom. Snake venom for your adventures. Just found camp for tonight. One of the coolest things about doing these kind of trips to me personally is just sleeping somewhere different every night and just rolling the dice, never really knowing where you're gonna stop or where you're gonna stay, or if you've been there before or you haven't been there before. Last night I'd been there before many times, and I've been in this area many times, but never this particular spot. Not necessarily an island, it's more kind of peninsula connected to some marsh, just south of the Dunlawton Bridge, but not all the way to the inlet yet. So we're gonna be staying here tonight, and I'm gonna basically just chill out for a while. Got a little bit of daylight left, about 4:30, so gonna set up the tent and chillax, eat some din din. Action. You guys tell me if it's a gopher tortoise or if it's a rattler in there. Just kidding, we ain't gonna bother either one of them. The ever elusive bottlenose dolphin. The bird's trying to get it. Scraps. The brown pelican. That's dolphin sighting number 3042. And it's still cool. Every single time. Flat ground, we're staying there. 4:30. I'm gassed. Been a long paddle today, but a good paddle. And I just seen more dolphins than you could shake a stick at. Woo. picnic table. Yeah. Got a picnic table, and it's wheelchair accessible. What? And it's got a view. Man, look at that wind. We just got out of the water. Been in that for 8 hours. She's been kicking out of the northwest all day. But we made it. Day 8. Made it to camp. Just got to camp, day 8. Made it down to Oak Hill, just south of Edgewater, New Smyrna. Just got to camp for the night. Wind's really howling all day. It's kicking good out of the northwest, which at least wasn't at my face, so I was pretty stoked about that. And just got to camp. Just give you guys a quick little tour before I set up the tent and try to find some shelter in these trees. Pretty sick spot. A little fire ring action. Not that I'm going to be up late enough to make a fire, but got a picnic table. And it's wheelchair accessible. How rad is that? I might get to sit here and write in my journal tonight instead of laying in my tent like I usually do. Day 8. Ever run across one of these tugs pushing a barge or two? You want to stay out of their way, and you want to stay out of their wake. At least in my experience, even in a sea kayak, it can be heavy duty. Give them plenty of room. Morning, day 9. I got a confession. I wasn't going to tell you guys this, but I figured I done told you everything else, so why the heck not? I like to think that I'm pretty prepared, and I somehow slipped on my toilet paper game and ran out this morning. Sometimes these dehydrated camping meals cannot be so nice to you, and it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, had to use the cardboard part of the toilet paper roll. Needless to say, I hurried and packed up my tent and my gear and paddled to the closest porta-john. Couldn't even find a real bathroom. Had to get a porta-john, steal toilet paper. Now I'm feeling pretty criminal. I thought them days were over, stealing toilet paper from public restrooms, but yeah, it's just really like, are you kidding me? Out of all the things, I've probably just been paying attention to my water and my food supply and campsites and a bunch of other stuff. Still, I slipped up and I paid the price, and it wasn't so nice. So day 9. Can't make this stuff up, I swear. Better than running out of water or food, but still, it was an unpleasant experience. It was slightly cold this morning. It was in the 50s, so yep, it's always something to laugh about when you're on an adventure. Two different worlds here. Got the windy, choppy side, nice smooth side. So I guess I get asked the same question a lot by people, and I'm going to do my best to answer that question. But it's a little deeper than you might expect, or maybe not. But people a lot of times ask me, why? Why are you paddling a kayak from here to here? You know, what makes you want to do such a thing? And yeah, it's pretty easy actually. I'm a kayak head. Just kidding. Well, not really. I kind of am. I'm addicted, for sure. It's like a drug, except for the drug is, it's not even really kayaking. It's not Mother Nature. It's not the camping. It's feeling alive. Like this is sometimes the most alive that I've ever felt is when I'm exploring and I'm out here by myself. Sometimes I don't even get to talk to anybody for a couple days, except for maybe my phone, and I feel alive. You know, I can't explain it. And it could be part of the reason. Probably a lot of it is the books I read as a kid. I read a lot of books by Gary Paulson that talked about, like The Hatchet, for example, and Brian's Winter and stuff like that. Voyage of the Frog, and they had an impact on me as a kid. And sometimes I don't even, sometimes I don't want to say I hate it while I'm doing it, but I question why I'm doing it. And then when I'm done, I miss it. Stingray just went by. And it was Ernest Shackleton, I think. He's a really famous British explorer of Antarctica. Led 2, I think, expeditions. And I'm not leading an expedition here at all, so don't get us twisted on that. But he said that he hated it while he was doing it, but that's all he could think about when he wasn't. And I feel like that kind of sums it up a little bit. You know, there's a lot of this that I don't think about on a regular basis, but I miss the feeling of being completely alive and isolated and just out and immersed in nature. And just something I've been thinking about. Thought maybe I'd try to answer that question. I also don't have a bucket list. As I think of things that I want to do, I try to do them as I can. Because none of us are promised tomorrow or today. You know, we just got right now. I don't want to wake up after sitting on my couch for 20 years and say, I should have done that. Nah, I'm doing it right now. You know, just something I was thinking about. So you guys are listening to me. speck on the horizon. Yeah, that's where we got to get to before dark. 4 o'clock. Been in open water for an hour now. Leaving Haulover Inlet. Doing exactly what I tell people not to do. Take the shortest route. I would have hugged the coast if I would have had the time, but I do not. So, we're going for it. We're gonna keep it interesting. Day 9. Just keep paddling. Just keep paddling. Two hours later, finally getting to that speck on the horizon that I was talking about. Open draw bridge. Looks like we might make it before dark, but we'll be cutting it mighty close. Some of the hardest waves to read here. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. Well, I made it to Horseshoe Crab Island, aka Titusville. Today was a long paddle. Tired, sunburnt, pretty salty, pretty stinky, pretty hungry, and I couldn't be happier. Day 10, made it to Horseshoe Crab Island, aka Titusville. Tonight's paddle was pretty long. Left Haulover Inlet at 3 p.m. and made it to Horseshoe Crab Island at about 5:45. So it's about 2.5 hour paddle straight through open water, which I definitely don't suggest. Don't do that. But circumstances would not allow me to hug the bank and take the non-windy side. So sometimes you just got to take it on the head, and that's what I did. But luckily made it here before dark, and gonna cook some dinner. Pretty tired. Running out of food, so tomorrow is probably pickup day. It's probably be my last night camping out, but I've had a heck of a journey. I'm so glad that you guys came along with me to check this out, and yeah, just super stoked and blessed to have made it safe on another trip. Just an epic journey all the way around. Pretty much one of the coolest things I've ever done in my entire life. See you next time. 9:10, it's the morning. Just woke up, just packed up my tent, made the last of my coffee, ate the last of my snacks, and yeah, gonna paddle the last mile over there to the dock, get picked up by Mama Dukes. Just wanted to make one last video just saying how grateful I am and how much fun I had. And this trip I did more filming and definitely did some more videos, and I had a good time just sharing it with you guys and trying to capture cool stuff to show you along the way when I load it to the old YouTube channel. But I appreciate everybody that followed along. One of my favorite things to do, because I turn off my phone at night to save batteries, and a lot of times during the day while I was paddling I'd turn my phone off. Wasn't really on social media very much. But when I did get to the camp at night after eating my dinner, while I was eating my dinner, I'd check my comments and look at my post and stuff from the day before, and it just gave me warm fuzzies all the way around every day. Whether it was on the Kayak Junkies of Florida or my regular Facebook site or TikTok or whatever, you know, just got real stoked, and it gave me like I don't know, what I needed to do it again the next day. You know, there's some mornings I woke up and I definitely just didn't feel like getting right back in the kayak, but once I did, everything was good. And I just much appreciate all the love that you guys sent me, and all the people that followed, all the people I met along the way. If I asked you for information where water was, or a place to sleep for the night, or information about the conditions or the tides, man, I appreciate that, because there's nothing like local knowledge and just the experience of getting to meet different people. I met these two kayakers at Nocatee Landing kayak launch, and one of them was kind enough to give me some of his blueberry cornbread, and I don't even think I've ever had blueberry cornbread. Let me tell you what, it was awesome. Thank you, sir. Just stuff like that. It just really, it makes the trip way cooler, you know? People like, you think, I don't really do these trips by myself. There's always people around, and there's always people offering to help, and there's nothing cooler than that, than just meeting a stranger that's like, here, have my blueberry cornbread. Just super rad. And like I said, I'll feel the love on day 10.